Alright, so whether intentional or not, the Zone just released the full Misfits 13 card. I thought it would be a good opportunity to take a look at it and have a look at some of the fighters on there. The first guy on there I didn't recognize, David Dynamite Lopez. So I decided to look up some of his fights, and I could see why he doesn't have an opponent yet. Check this out. Look at this. It's gonna catch him now. Oof. Man. And just in case that wasn't convincing enough, here's some sparring footage of David Dynamite Lopez. He's obviously the guy that does not get knocked out. Man. Next on the card, we have Laid Back versus DWG Earth. Now, I know who Laid Back is. I watch some of his reaction videos. He does reaction videos to music, usually like Eminem, hip-hop, that type of thing. I didn't know who DWG Earth is. I went to go look him up, and from what I can tell, if I did not find the wrong account, he's an energy practitioner. Now, maybe I don't completely understand that, but I had a look at his YouTube. As far as I could see, there's some telekinesis on here, hydrokinesis. I don't know if I found the right account. Maybe I didn't. I don't know if he's going to try some telekinesis in the ring. I'm a big fan of Laid Back, so I hope Laid Back is going to win this fight. I was very disappointed when Stevie Knight fought Chase Moore. Unfortunately, Stevie Knight lost that. So yeah, I'm gonna back Laid Back for this fight, but hopefully he doesn't let me down. The next fight on the card, we have Nikki versus Alexia Grace. Now, we know Alexia Grace from the fight with Astrid Wet. Nikki showed up on the pound for pound top 10 list, but we haven't seen her fight on Misfits before. Yeah, this should be interesting. Look, Alexia Grace didn't look that bad against Astrid Wet. Obviously, Astrid Wet won that fight. Another thing we saw from Alexia during this fight is that she can take a punch. She was pushing forward, taking hits constantly to the face, just basically trying to get at Astrid. Wasn't afraid of Astrid's power at all. Definitely looked pretty beat up off this fight, but just going for it, just completely going for it. So this should be a good fight. I do think Alexia probably is gonna win this fight just because she has a bit more experience being in there with tougher opponents, I would say. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I don't know that much about Nikki, but she's on the pound for pound list as well, so we'll see. Next up, we have the start of the lightweight tournament. I believe they're going to be doing this where they have one or two of the fights on like another card, and then maybe for the next phase, they'll actually have it as the main event or something like that. But first up for the tournament, we have Joey Knight versus Baby Hulk. I think this is going to be a really, really good fight. We know Joey Knight from his knockout of Most Wanted, which was really, really good. He had a lot more experience than Most Wanted. Most Wanted is actually going to be in the main event. We'll talk about that now. But whoo, that was nice. That was really, really, really nice from Joey Knight. He's going up against Baby Hulk. All of us, or at least most of us, should know Baby Hulk from Street Beefs when he fought this lanky guy, Viking. Viking. He knocked him out. I remember that happening at some point, but it was, man, it was quite the fight. Oof. Oh, there it is. That kick upset him. That kick pissed him off. And he was just like, you know what? Listen, I'm going to knock you out now. Oof. Yeah. So, I mean, Baby Hulk is pretty short. I believe he's the shortest fighter on Misfits at the moment. So this should be a really, really good fight. I'm looking forward to that one. Next up on the card, and also part of the lightweight tournament, we have Little Cracra. I remember this guy from Street Beefs as well. He's going up against YuddyGang. Now, we know YuddyGang from the Dean Waleed IPOP, what do you call it, tag team tournament it was. YuddyGang also fought Uncle Pizza. He didn't look that great against Uncle Pizza, if I remember correctly, but he looked much better in the Dean Waleed tournament fight. The fucking tag team shit. Let's take a look at some of Little Cracra's footage here from Street Beefs. On the back foot. Oof, nice work. Nice work off the back foot there. On the ropes. Get out, get out. Nice. Yeah. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. This is going to be a good fight, man. He also looks pretty big for a lightweight. He's probably going to have to drop a little bit. Let's look at YuddyGang, a highlight from the Dean Waleed fight. When he fought against Waleed, he really could read Waleed's punches pretty well. That was That was impressive. That made a lot of there were a lot of clips of that. I think he did really, really well. I think he did pretty well. I think this is going to be a good fight. Little Cracra is probably the favorite here just because he's been training for a long time. He's been fighting for a long time. YuddyGang has a lot of experience as well, though, so it should be good. I'm probably going to lean towards Little Cracra for this one. I like YuddyGang, though. I like him as well. So, yeah, it could go 50-50. It's going to be a really good fight. And I think that's what's nice about the tournament is it could go anyway for a lot of these fights. Next up in the light heavyweight division, we have Chris Avila coming back. Can't say I'm a fan of him, but he's coming back. And he's going to be fighting Jake Botswick, who I've seen on BKFC. He's in the blue. Jake Botswick, he's pretty tough, man. He's a tough guy. This is going to be a good fight. Chris Avila obviously has more experience with boxing. Bare knuckle is very different from boxing, so it's going to be interesting to see how that translates for him. And then we have Anthony Taylor versus Gabe Silva. Now, I'm surprised. This is for Anthony Taylor's Misfits light heavyweight title. I'm surprised that this is not taking place in Brazil, which was originally planned for Gabe Silva. I think that maybe the idea here is to hopefully have Silva win this fight and then have a fight in Brazil. We'll see exactly where Gabriel Silva's sort of level is from this fight. And then we have the main event, which is an insane main event. Obviously, Misfits coming through with some crazy ideas. They're doing FoxTheG versus Most Wanted and Evil Hero. So this is going to be a 2v1 lightweight outnumbered match. As I understand how it's going to work is FoxTheG is going to be in the ring, and then either Most Wanted or Evil Hero will be in the ring, and they'll be able to tag out between the two of them. I don't know exactly what the rules will be. They'll probably talk about all that type of thing. But yeah, man, that's really interesting. I like that Misfits is pushing, still trying to do some different stuff. This should be a really good fight. I mean, FoxTheG knocked Small Spartan J the fuck out. I mean, that man was out cold. And that's what he says he wants to do with Evil Wanted or Most Evil. I don't fucking know. Most Wanted and Evil Hero. Okay. If Most Wanted and Evil Hero can kind of tag in and out pretty often, they might be able to tire FoxTheG out, but I don't know, man. I think that experience from FoxTheG is just going to help him so much. It's going to be a good fight. He's gone straight back into camp as well, so he's just going to be angry, man. He hasn't been able to have a life. He's just going to be angry. He's just going to want to get in there, take them out as quickly as possible, and go home. So it's going to be a good fight. Anyway, that's the Misfits 13 card. I'm glad that it was released or leaked or whatever it was, so we could kind of know what was going on. I'm a little bit sad that there's no good fights happening now in Feb. I don't know why Feb is such a dead month. I think it's because some of the fights were cancelled. Usyk was cancelled. So yeah, I'll see you guys for Misfits 13 on March 23rd. I'll probably see you guys before then, but for those of you that only watch the boxing watch parties, see you then.